Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi, we welcome you all back to our program. Also, those tuning in through online affiliates around the world, including our iHeartRadio family. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. You know, the old saying says that two are definitely better than one, and we're so excited to welcome not one recording artist to our program today, but two. We have with us Julia Robertson and also Norm Adams. We're going to talk to the two of them not only about their love of music, but also what it's been like for them to share that with all of you. Also, they've been able to work together to create some great music as well. Two of the singles you guys will hear in our program today are Home Tonight and Body Rush. We also will let you all know how you can get the music for yourself as well as stay connected with them. Julia, Norm, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Hi, Cyrus. How are you?
Hey, doing really good. Glad you all could be with us today. Julia, of course, ladies first. I want to start with you. I mean, the great thing about this, as I mentioned, is that the two of you are recording artists in your own right individually. What has it been like for you to not only to be able to do what you love as a singer, but then to be able to partner up with people like Norman and to share your music that way as well?
Oh, it's an honor to work with Norm Adams. He is so talented, and his writing skills, just vocal arrangements and things like that, he's on top of the game. And I really like working with him. And it just fits. It gels together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Norm, for yourself, I mean, you know, of course, you've been able to release music solo as well. But what has it been like for you to work with Julia and being able to amplify your voice that way as well?
Well, yeah, it's really been absolutely amazing. She has this rich history with the group Ex-Girlfriend that was produced by Full Force, back in the 90s. So she has that experience of having been, a national, recording artist, with a major label deal. So she brings that perspective, to our project. So it's just really been an enriching experience for me. It's just been a wonderful experience personally because, we're great friends. We've got great chemistry, and it really has. It's been great.
Yeah. So, Julia, to go back to you, I mean, I want to kind of talk about this journey for you. I mean, everything has a beginning. When did you first realize that music was that gift you've been given?
Since I was 2. I had it, and mother, were musically inclined. So they were teaching me harmonies. My father actually was teaching me harmonies at the piano by 2 years old. I never forget that. So I picked up. I always had a great ear, and actually my sisters. It's a family thing. We all sing, but I'm the only one that took on the, that really loves to do it.
Right. And for yourself, Norm, I mean, what about yourself? When did you first realize that music was your love?
Very young. Like a lot of R&B singers, I started singing in church. My grandmother realized that, I had something and just kind of, pushed me out there, to do it. And it just kind of grew from there. I began to realize over time that I could make an impact and, and reach people, with my voice. And so that was something that I really wanted to explore and really to cultivate. From very early on.
Yeah. Julia, Norm mentioned, of course, that you have had success, working, in music, even before the two of you all partnered. I mean, have you always had the courage? Because I think for a lot of our audience out there, a lot of them have different gifts. Singing is not my gift. That's not my thing. But, there are audience out there, they have different things that are their gift. Has it always been easy for you to embrace your gift, Julia?
Yes, it has. That's something that I come out my shell. I'm not really a high talker or anything like that, but when I'm on stage or just in the studio, I come alive. It's something I'm built to do. This is what God put me to do.
Mm-hmm. And for you, Norm, I mean, was it always easy for you to, even though you knew that you loved singing, was it something that was always easy for you to be able to pursue?
I think so. Music and performing is actually more comfortable for me than being in certain social situations sometimes because, personally I'm a bit of a recluse. But, on stage, it really just kind of becomes an extension of my personality, So, yeah, I would say absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think, again, going to our audience, as they are able to be able to enjoy what you all have been able to do. I mean, the response has definitely been coming in. Social media is one of the ways that you all have been able to share your projects and to share your work. Julia, what has that aspect been like for you? I mean, it's kind of become like a new thing, especially in the past decade, that social media is such a big part of every industry, including the music industry. What has that been like for you to embrace?
I love it. I'm a ham for that. So that part of it is great for me. I love interacting with people. That's been big for us because we've been working so hard at that and pushing our material.
You're right. And Norm, I mean, for you, I mean, you and I actually met each other during my recent visit to New York. I mean, one of the ways, of course, that, even just that night, social media was one of the ways we started sharing pictures and that kind of thing. What has that been like for you to embrace?
Well, you know what? I think Julia said it best in terms of being able to interact with people who support us. It really is. It's a great way to connect with people, and it's instant. It's quick, and and that just kind of reflects the times that we're living in. But just in terms of building that base and that support system for our projects. It's really been an invaluable tool, because you can say a lot in a 36-character tweet or, in a quick Facebook post or an Instagram picture, and it really, really helps people, I guess, to feel connected to you as an artist because, before social media, many times I know as a music fan myself, artists kind of seemed out of reach. You know what I mean? They seemed to be, up on this plateau, and they were just kind of, just these images that were beyond the reach of the person who was buying the music. So now it's a little more balanced, I would say. So people have the ability to reach out to you. They feel like they matter to you when you reach back to them, and it really, really does make a difference in the success of an artist.
For sure. And I think it's so important, and I want our audience to know, regardless of what profession you're in, social media is definitely an important part of being able to help you get the word out, as Norm was mentioning.
Absolutely.
For those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Julia Robertson and Norm Adams to our program today. We're talking with them not only about their collective gift of music, but also what it's been like for them to share that with all of you. The first single we're going to be hearing here in our program is Body Rush. You all released that single first. I mean, Norm, what can you tell us about that single and how it came about?
Okay, well, Body Rush was actually a song that I wrote some time ago, before the idea of the collective of Julia and I came about. But it was one of those songs that, as a writer, you kind of put into your catalog until the right situation comes along. And so I remember after I wrote it thinking, it's not really really great for a solo artist, because we tried a couple different things, with it, but it was never the right situation. So when the idea of the duet came around, and we decided that we were going to do it, I knew I had the perfect song. So I kind of reached back, and I sent a copy of the demo to Julia. She loved it. And a couple of weeks later, we got busy, working out the different parts and things. And the rest, as they say, is history. But it's just been a really, really phenomenal experience, starting with that, because it's one of those songs that as a duet, people really connect with, because, people who are of a certain age, and then came up hearing the music of the great duets, the Ashford and Simpsons, and Rick James and Tina Marie's, and the Shirelles and Alexander O'Neill's, people who came up listening, to those duets, found that songs like Body Rush were missing from the musical landscape, and that's what people connected with, and that's why we received such a great response from it. So it's really been a tremendous ride.
Yeah. Well, for those who have not had a chance to hear it, here is Body Rush. We'll be back with more of our conversation with Norm and Julia right after this.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I couldn't help but notice you looking over in my direction earlier, and? Well, I was wondering if perhaps I could have a moment of your time.
All right. I have a moment. Won't you sit down?
I caught your stare, aimed right at me. How could you dare turn back so easily, acting so shy, scared of this groove? So I think that I should make that move.
Boy, open your eyes and you will see that I just can't hide what you do to me. So don't be afraid to take control, 'cause I just can't wait. So baby, let's roll. You're giving me a body rush. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sugar, this is not a crush. Oh no, baby. Too much is just not enough. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're giving me a body rush. Oh yeah. I caught your stare, aimed right at me. From over there, I feel the chemistry. I could get so into you. Baby, I know that you feel it too.
Let's take our time, 'cause we have all night, and you will be mine. When the moment's right, just take my hand, and I'll take your heart, baby. This is my plan. So baby, let's start.
You're giving me a body rush. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sugar, this is not a crush. Oh no, baby. Too much is just not enough. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're giving me a body rush. Oh yeah.
Ooh, I want to take you higher.
You're the one that I desire. Cast aside your inhibitions, each and every superstition. You're giving me a body rush.
Like how it feels, baby.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You're giving me a body rush. I do too.
Body rush. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sugar, this is not a crush. It's not a crush. Baby. Too much is just not enough. Too much is no, 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 no.
That again was Body Rush by recording artists Norm Adams and Julia Robertson. We've been talking with them today not only about their love of music, but also what it's been like for them to create music together. The next thing we're going to be hearing is Home Tonight, and you all have done something different with this one. I noticed when I went to purchase it on Amazon, there were different remixes to this song as well. Julia, what was that like for you? I mean, Norm kind of talked to us about Body Rush, but what was it like for you to not only to record Home Tonight, but then to have the different remixes available as well?
Oh, well, that was amazing because we worked with Buddy from Intro, which was really amazing also on this. And him and Norm collaborated on the, he did the music and Norm did the writing and just putting it all together. It was amazing going in the studio with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Norm, I mean, did you find that the remixes, I know, I can remember when I first saw that, because I didn't know about the remixes initially until I went online, that, it's so interesting that, music like that, especially for DJs, for parties, remixes are typically a big deal. Is that kind of what you all had in mind while you wanted to make remixes available?
Yeah, because Body Rush was a ballad. Obviously, it's a straight R&B ballad that appeals, to that audience. But Home Tonight was, an up-tempo song, and so we thought that with that by having it remixed, that would expose the song and us to an entirely different audience. So now we've got the club goers, and we've got the DJs, and radio has actually embraced that too, to a degree, because it's a fun upbeat song. The lyrical content is fun. As far as the remix goes, it's got that driving beat, and that bass line in the club mix. And one of the remixes actually is doing very well, believe it or not, with fitness clubs. Because people, they need that high energy music, to get their workout on. So that was a surprise to learn. But hey, you know what? It's been great because again, everything leads up to that support. You know what I mean? Yeah. And however we can get our music out there and get the word out there, about what we're doing as a collective, it's all good.
All right. Well, for those who have not had a chance to hear Home Tonight, here's your opportunity. We'll be back with our final moments with Norm and Julia right after this.
Don't be mistaken. See, I'm a real good man and you won't be without it. No doubt about it. You claim you're taken, but I just don't believe it's true, though you deny it. Girl, I don't buy it.
Hey, mister, I'm so good, so you think I should let you in? Let you in. I got a man you see, and my man loves me. You can win. So give it up, my friend, move on.
Stop wasting time, don't be so blind, I'll treat you right. You won't be alone, you're coming home with me tonight.
Oh no, you think you got it going on, your game ain't tight. You gon' be alone, ain't going home with me tonight. I got a hero of real knight in shining armor. Yeah, he's quite the charmer. So in conclusion, if there's a choice between you, you're no competition. So you keep on wishing.
Now if the truth be told, yeah, we could be so good together.
Oh, so good.
I'll tell you one more thing, I don't see no ring whatsoever. You think you're being clever, girl? Stop wasting time, don't be so blind, I'll treat you right. You won't be alone, you're coming home with me tonight.
Oh no, you think you got it going on, your game ain't tight. You
You know, you look just like my next ex-girlfriend.
Boy, you must be cuckoo.
Come on! Uh-oh, stop wasting time, don't be so blind, I'll treat you right. You won't be alone, you're coming home with me tonight.
Oh no, you think you got it going on, your game ain't tight now. You won't be alone, ain't going home with you tonight.
Uh-oh, stop wasting time, don't be so blind, I'll treat you right. You won't be alone, you're coming home with me tonight.
Oh no, the limousine, you got it going on, your game ain't tight. You won't be alone, ain't going home with you tonight.
You know you want me.
Boy, bye.
Yeah, whatever.
That again was Home Tonight by recording artist Norm Adams as well as Julia Robertson. We've been talking with them today not only about their love of music, but also sharing with you guys two of the selections that are available for you all to be able to get. I got them through our friends at Amazon.com. You can get them through your favorite online retailer. We're about to also let you all know how you can stay connected with Norm and Julia. But Julia, I want to ask you this question. I mean, we talked earlier about, of course, your loving music. We talked about your being able to share thanks to social media, but it is still a business. You know, every day is not going to be perfect. What is it that keeps music fun for you?
I think the people that do it, because when I come across, I'm so blessed to come across people that are just so genuine, that just keep me going in it. And then just being in a girl group, which was ex-girlfriend, like you said, with full force, and learning all the things I learned and traveling the world, and it just kept me humble and just focused, you know?
Right. And Norm, I mean, what about for you? Every day is not going to be perfect, but what is it that keeps the music business fun for you?
Just being able to understand what you just said, that it is a business, and being able to keep that in its lane, you know, because honestly, for me, what drives me is the love of the art form. You know, it's not about, nor has it ever been about, you know, being, the next big thing. You know, it really is about just an inherent love of music as an art form. So honestly, you know, that's what keeps me going. Now, obviously, you know, there is the business side, and you really have to be careful because, if you're not, then you can certainly be taken advantage of. And, you know, and Lord knows that, you know, there are countless stories of people who have become music industry casualties. Again, which is one of the great things about being an independent artist, because you're charting your own course, you know, and, you know, you get to make decisions that are, that are in your best interest and for your own protection. Now, obviously, you know, there's a downside to that in terms of the marketing and promotion and the financial and all of that, but it all comes with the territory. But at the basis of your question, what keeps me going, honestly, is the love and appreciation for music as an art form.
Gotcha. Well, you know, that's something that I hope our audience also realizes, that, you know, making sure that you're doing what you're doing for the right reason, and knowing that every day is not going to be perfect, but it's those great days, as you heard Julia mention about the people, and also, of course, being able to do what you love. There's nothing like it, for sure. Again, everyone, Norm Adams and Julia Robertson have been our guests. Great conversation with the two of you. Make sure you are headed over to your favorite online retailer and getting the singles you all heard here today, that being Body Rush and also Home Tonight. Keep in mind, for Home Tonight, there are remixes also that you can be able to enjoy. And Julia, how can our audience stay connected with you?
They can get me on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Instagram is Ms. Julia Robertson, all across the board.
So she's made it easy for you guys. And for you, Norm, how can our audience stay connected with you?
My social media is Norm Adams Music, and that's Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and my website is normadamsmusic.com, and there are actually links on my website to where you can purchase both of the singles and also my solo album, This Is My Time. and that kind of including Amazon.com. So that makes it easier for people.
Right. All right. So Norm's made it easy for you guys, too. I think that's another great lesson for people. Make your social media easy for people to be able to find you, for sure. Well, Norm, Julia, congratulations to the two of you again. Glad you all could stop by the program, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
Yes,
thank you so much, Cyrus.
It was nice talking to you.
Oh,
yes,
the pleasure is definitely all mine. Thanks to the two of you. And looking forward to the next time for sure. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late, you missed part of the conversation with Julia and Norm. Don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media sites. So head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. You can click on the link there, listen to the show completely for free, and share with your friends from there, too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. You all make it a great day.